Hello. Today I'm going to talk about the first type of question in the N5 JLPT grammar section. This one is called Bunno Bunpo Ichi, or Bunpo Shikei no Handan. So, in this section you're going to see a lot of short dialogues, maybe two lines. It's a little less than that. And one blank. In the blank, you're going to have four options of words to replace it with to complete the sentence. The options can be anywhere from particles, nouns, verbs, doesn't really matter. Some of them are complex particles. But the main idea is that you understand the context and what works best in the space. Multiple answers might be grammatically correct, but they wouldn't make sense given the context, so it can be a little bit tricky. You might need to double think some of your options. So, let's go ahead and read the instructions. 問題1、何々に何を入れますか ?1、2、3、4から一番いいものを一つ選んでください。This is just choose the best answer. What goes in the blank? Go ahead and try out this first problem yourself and see how far you get. Okay. タクシーで A says 次の角を右曲がってください。B replies わかりました。So translated, this is just in the taxi. A says at the next corner, please turn right. And B replies, I got it. Wakarimashita. So if you've had a direction unit or topic in any of your classes or textbooks, this might be a very familiar phrase to you. I know it is to me. And you might already know the answer. But if you don't, let's just go through each of these answers and figure out why it's wrong or right. Starting with the first one, ga. Ga is either used as a contradiction, like but at the end of a sentence. This isn't really necessary because it's the middle of a sentence, and in this case it could be used as declaring a subtopic within a much larger subject, or a myriad of other different topics, different uses. But in this case, saying migi ga magate kind of sounds like it's migi right is doing the turning, and that doesn't make much sense. So we can just rule that one right out. Ya is used as and when you're talking about a small list of items with like as an example of a much larger list, like what you did this weekend. You can't list everything out, so you use yeah to kind of say these are some of the things that I did or some of the things that I saw. It's very similar to the tari form. But since it's used for nouns and nominal phrases, and we're using migi as an extension of magaru, doesn't really make sense to use it here. Ka is for the same reason wrong. It means or, it's used between two nouns, and here it doesn't make sense because we're using a noun next to a verb. Okay, that leaves ni. Ni is correct because it is the only direction particle we're given. It's used for destination, time, date, whether you're giving things to or from someone, and in this case, where you're turning. So this is commonly used with magaru for saying which direction you turn, whether it's hidari or migi, anything else. This is a standard way of putting it, so that's our correct answer. Let's try question 14. Again, go ahead and pause the video and try it out for yourself. Great. Reading the question, Nakagawa says, Yamada-san no sono kamera wa ii desu ne. Doko de kaimashita ka? Yamada replies, Ie, kore wa ani ni. Okay. Translated, Nakagawa says, that camera of Yamada-san's is nice, isn't it? Where did you buy it? And he replies, no, this is from or to my older brother. So this is one of the tricky questions because let's look at the answers and see how they correlate with the question. We have agemashita, which is gave, waraimashita, which is received, urimashita, which is sold, and kaimashita, which is bought. And the fun part is that all three of these are grammatically correct. Saying ani ni and then any one of these verbs makes a valid sentence. So let's look at this one that doesn't first, because contextually it could be correct. I mean, we see kaimashita here and he had to have gotten it from somewhere, so it could be a valid option. Except for the fact that he immediately says no. Negates it. And kaimashita can't be used with ni. If you're trying to talk about who or where you bought something, you would use kara. Ani kara kaimashita. And because that's not the case, we can just cross it out. agemashita and urimashita are wrong for the same reason, even though it makes sense grammatically. In the context of the fact that he has the camera, and in order for one of these to be true, he would have had to given it to his older brother before the conversation. It doesn't really make sense, and both of these are wrong. Alright, that leaves moraimashita, which is received. He received it, or he got it from his older brother. And that's correct, that makes sense contextually, and moraimashita can use ni and kara interchangeably to talk about who he got it from. So, ani ni moraimashita is the correct answer. And that's about it. If you're looking for more instructional resources or insight into the Japanese language, please visit our website. We've got a lot of really cool things over there. We're excited to help you out. And that's all I've got. Mata ne!